Ladies and gentlemen, this guy burst on the scene as one of the most dominant rookies of the 1973 season. Unfortunately, Thommie Bergman's path in the NHL eventually took him out of the association to the WHA, where he won Avco Cup recognition with Winnipeg. But he eventually came back to Detroit and wrapped up his career before going back to his native Sweden to wrap up his career. So Thommie Bergman, 6'3", 200 pounds defenseman, came from Munkfors, Sweden. Now, at the time, there wasn't many big 6'3" defensemen that weren't Canadian or American for him to arrive. Eventually, Detroit had got him in as an undrafted free agent. He played in Division I in Sweden for a number of seasons before signing with Detroit, including Karlskoga, Sonterjage, and Vastra. Now, first season with Detroit, he had 21 points in 75 games, despite playing 8 games in the minors for the Virginia Wings. 74 and 75, unfortunately, he didn't produce like his original season. He eventually jumped to the Winnipeg Jets in 75, where the WHA was a better game for him. He had 19 points in 49 games in 75 with a split season, and by 76 he won recognition with the Avco Cup with 41 points in 81 games in a regular season and 13 points in 13 playoff games in the postseason. Now, 77, his production went down, 26 points in 42 games, injury-riddled season, but 78, he started the season with Winnipeg, then jumped back to Detroit, and that year had a combined 40 points, including 6 goals in 76 games. Now, by 79, he got back his offensive touch, pretty well his career NHL campaign, with 27 points in 68 games. But with the merge of the WHA, it seemed like his overall game started to suffer. 1980, he found himself in the minors in Adirondack, despite 6 points in 28 regular season games. And by 81, he moved back to Sweden with Vossler and Sodertage, and eventually ended up his career in the major leagues in Sweden. So final NHL totals, 65 points in 246 games, including 21 goals. And the WHA, a solid 119 points in 234 games, including 22 goals, and 13 points again in the postseason. So he also played for Team Sweden at the 72 Olympics, probably one of their strongest teams that ever was there. Now, that Swedish team was just out of the medals, but of course the United States had their building year, and but Sweden in the final round, they were left out of the medals by just one victory. They ended up 2-2-1, and the big problem with that, they tied the USSR, but eventually, found themselves a tough 4-3 loss to Finland in their final game, which of course cost them that medal. If they would have won the game, they would have moved up past the States into second place. Anyway, to hold the gold medal winners to a tie was quite impressive. If I'm not mistaken, that's one of the few games for Team Russia or Team USSR at the Olympics not to win in the modern era, besides, of course, Miracle on Ice, before we came in as, Team Canada, the full Team Canada. So that's the story of Thommie Bergman. Thanks for listening. Bye.